This is Ham Radio 101. CQ, Whiskey X-Ray 0, Mike give me a kilo, calling CQ. 7-3 to you, this is WX0MIK. Welcome to Ham Radio 101. My name is Mike, and my call sign is WX0MIK. Today we're just kind of doing an intro, kind of get the, making sure everything works out good, and that, the intro and outro all sound good with everything packaged in between. I actually threw it all kind of together tonight before the first episode. So to kind of set this up, I am on a 30-day podcasting challenge for the Dog Days of Podcasting. I believe it is dogdaysofpodcasting.com. There's a bunch of very interesting podcasts within there. Most of them my friends at the very least, if not all of them. And usually you find some good, different content from, I think we have some rock music again, like 60s, 70s rock especially. That's his kind of forte. I believe I forgot his name. Michael Butler with the Rock and Roll Geek Show. That's what it is. And then I'm not sure who else is in there. But is well worth going take a look at those as well if you're a podcast listener. But my goal to point at this podcast is I'm going to be covering CW. In ham radio, that's what we call it, is CW. Continuous wave, for those who don't know what CW stands for. It is continuous wave, because when you hit the button, there's one continuous wave. And actually, if you kind of look at a scope, it looks like a square wave, I guess is what you call a square wave, if I recall correctly. And then otherwise, this is known as Morse code. For the layman, this is called Morse code. Now, when you're a kid, you might see it and you see dots and dashes. You may even try to memorize some of those. That is not how you're going to become proficient on ham radio. This is not how you're going to become proficient with CW. From what I've been reading and researching and watching, the best way to learn CW is through the ears, through the listening. The reason for that is because some of these people are putting out 15, 20 words per minute out on CW. So you hear it in some cases you could say it's so fast that you can't even understand it. And we're not focusing on speed at this. We're just starting at really slow, really easy. Let's see what we can do to start understanding CW. Now, I will say I have started briefly with some studies, ever so briefly. So don't think I'm trying to work ahead. Kind of did, but ultimately I wanted to at least get a taste for the program and stuff, and that's really all I did. So that is where I am as well as pretty much beginner. I've gone through a couple courses and did okay. Pretty much, I think it's I want to say I forgot which characters that program starts with, but I got pretty decent to start with. But at a certain point, it just was hard to concentrate on when it was so long. But to set this up, what I want when you listen to my show, maybe when it first starts, you just say, okay, pause it. I'm hoping to keep him on about 5 minutes. Maybe it might have to be 10. I don't know. We'll find out after the first one, because I don't remember how long their test sample is off the top of my head. But we'll start through the program We'll play a couple samples of the characters. You kind of process it in your head. We'll do there's like I think it's 2 letters to start with, so we'll play the second letter, then we'll come back to the first one and the second one again, just so you can kind of get in your head the the music of CW, if you want to call it that. And then we're going to go through the test. And if you take a sheet of paper, you can copy along, or I suppose you can use your computer as well if you want, and just kind of follow along and see if you can't start copying that CW. Um, and then we'll just continue through the program all the way through the 30 days. Ideally, it's 26 letters in 30 days. Well, 29 because this is day one. And, hopefully that should get us somewhere. Yeah, at least it should give you a jump start. Um, the program I am going to be using, I think, is lcmo.com. Let me confirm that. CW. Learn. So the application is going to be called Learn CW Online or lcwo.net. So if you want, you can go out there, create your own account, kind of start along as well that way if you really want to. They also have a free account. Well, in quotes, free. Oh, wait, no. I misread that. You can sign up for free. The account is actually free. But if you don't want to create an account, you just want to get down around there, mess around a little bit. They do have instructions for just signing in if you want to just play around. So you're welcome to kind of go out and join the site if you want. And I'm going to play. Well, my phone has 2 different ones. I am going to like lame way and just play it from my phone through the microphone here. But this is CW in case you've never heard it. So this is M. 2 dashes or 2 das as we call them. Beep beep beep. That's 2 dit or 3 dits. That's a K character. So they call them dits and das. And my hope was I had an actual CW key when I got to this point, so I can kind of play along and play the character a few times on something that that I actually control, but unfortunately I don't have that. So we just use the computer. It's going to be kind of raw, and usually there's kind of an art to it that people play. So it'll be a little bit different if you get out in the real world, but I really just want to get this started. I'm hoping to keep everything under 10 minutes, and I am planning on playing along with you. So please join me. This is the inaugural podcast of Ham Radio 101. This is going out on YouTube for you to listen to if you want to. I will have videos coming. Don't worry. I have a couple that I need to edit already. And then once I get my new truck all set up, which is really close actually. I just need to figure out antenna solution yet. That's probably one of the inaugural videos is to cover my truck setup and how I am running mobily there. So you can kind of look forward to some of that stuff. And then hopefully the ultimate plan is to have you follow along as I learn more. And yes, I've kind of cheated, if you want to call it that, and I've kind of played through a few things. But ultimately, I want to play together in order to learn together because there's only one way you learn is just by seeing someone else do it and learning from other people's mistakes. I hope not to smoke anything or make smoke with anything because I hate to smoke HF radio, but yeah, I want to sit down and play together, learn together. That's the ultimate goal of the video whatever YouTube channel. But I also want to insert in some podcast content because sometimes it's just nice to listen along and learn more as we go. So thank you for listening, and I hope you join me tomorrow when we start with our first 2 CW characters. And start learning together. So thank you everybody for listening. And 7-3 to you. And for those who don't know, 7-3 means like well wishes. Well wishes, I think is the word I was trying to come up with. It's just something you say on ham radio as you say goodbye. You don't always have to say it, but it's not required. It's just something that you're like, hey, instead of saying bye, you can still say bye. You say, hey, it's 7-3. This is WX0 MIK. Thanks for listening. Please hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube, found at the bottom of this video. For everything referenced in this episode, please visit WX0MIK.net, or you can find the link in the description below. 7-3.